No!
Alright, a 1, a 2, a skiddle-doo!
Skiddy babba doo.
It was a beautiful Shut the hell up, Corey.
No,
It was a beautiful-
not that's the sequel. You have to go to the first one.
Oh, you want to
What
do
do
the
you
first
mean?
one?
Yeah, we gotta do the first one first.
Yeah, the first one's the lights shine, right?
Yeah, the light shines bright.
Todd Howard makes the furries real.
Only if you pre-ordered the Elder
It's like
Scrolls 6.
an improvised story that you tell your fucking child to get them to go to sleep.
Shit, hold on.
Come on, Cameron, what's the problem? Open up the webpage. Oh my god.
Furaffinity.net.
I can feel the furry vibes coming out of
Dude,
my
I
phone.
think-
I need to
dude-
put
Are you
this
ready
in a
or not?
radiation
Dude, what's your
chamber. I'm
scaly?
ready.
What?
Ew. Stop. Stop. Just go.
The lights shine brightly on the stage of the Anthrocon opening ceremony. This year's opening ceremony was good. Not great, but just good. Little did anyone know that the guests of Anthrocon would be visited by a living legend. The lights on stage dimmed at the end of the ceremony as everyone prepared to stand up from their chairs before an announcer suddenly said over the loudspeaker,
I'd like to welcome Bethesda's Todd Howard to the stage!
There was an awkward silence. A silence so
You missed
quiet.
half of it. Anyways, sorry. He missed half of the quote.
Oh, I did? Sorry. I
Go
thought...
back
Okay,
and read it.
you know what?
Okay,
Start-
fine,
I will-
I'm sorry. I have an IQ of 82.
Stop. That's not an excuse.
And now
Do you want me to
here's...
start from the... Do you want me to
No,
start
I
from
want
the
him
top?
to do the quote. No,
Oh,
just let
okay.
him do the quote.
Okay.
And now
God.
here for the first time in
That's
Anthrocon
right.
history, I'd like to welcome Bethesda's Todd Howard to the stage!
So you know what's really funny is that you tell Sam to do a line, but then you talk over his line. Very
He
good,
wasn't
Corey.
doing it right.
Dumb slut. Alright. There was an awkward silence. A silence so quiet the footsteps could be heard backstage. These footsteps, however, began to grow louder and louder as Todd Howard himself walked out on stage. Todd reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a microphone before turning it on, causing that loud static noise to ring across the loudspeaker for a second before the audio levels normalized. Todd put the microphone up to his lips and said in a surly, smooth voice,
Why, hello, Anthrocon. It's me, Bethesda's Todd Howard.
Few awkward claps and a cough or two could be heard in the audience as Todd stood there staring down at the audience.
Now, I know my arrival is unexpected, but here at Bethesda, we love surprises. Especially surprises for our fans.
The silence was somehow ever greater as the confusion continued to spread.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Todd, what are you doing at Anthrocon? What's going on? And I'm here to answer all these questions and more.
Todd casually took off his jacket and dropped it on the floor.
So, you want to know why I'm here? Well, how about instead I answer why you're here? Sorry, fucking why you're here. You see, you're all here because you're furries. And here at Bethesda, we love our fans, especially our furry fans. Keep going. You're one
Todd
of
walked
this-
over to the nearby stool that was used as a prop earlier and sat down.
That's why we partnered up with Anthrocon, the National Human Genome Genome Research Institute. Sorry. Let's take a post.
I don't know why you guys are laughing. It's not that funny.
What is the best
Say the
way to
line.
get the- Sorry. Okay, hold on. Alright, I'm good. I'm good. Take two. That's why we've partnered up with Anthrocon and the National. Oh my God.
It's the fact that Best Buy Canada is so out of place.
Best Buy. Fuck, my screen went dark. So that's. Oh shit, sorry. That's why we partnered up with Anthrocon, the National Human Genome Research Institute, and Best Buy Canada to make sure that your dreams come true. We've been working very hard to make sure this is something special, and we're here to deliver.
A projection came on behind Todd with the words, The Elder Scrolls VI, Anthrocon Edition.
For the first time ever, if you pre-order the... God damn it, don't laugh, you're making me laugh. The Elder Scrolls 6, you can have your own real furry waifu husbando. Husbando? Yeah. Husbando. Shit, I don't fucking know.
It's weeaboo shit.
So,
Todd stood up
yeah.
Todd stood up abruptly, causing the stool he was sitting on to fall over and hit the floor.
Our genetic researchers have painstakingly worked day and night to make actual anthro people real. It works. It's real and it works perfectly. They all laughed at you for years, but who's laughing now? We are.
The awkward silence continues, with minutes feeling like hours, before one brave soul stood up from his seat and begun to clap. More followed. Clapping grew louder and louder as the audience began to cheer loudly.
Todd! Todd! Todd!
As Todd stood on stage with nothing but a casual grin on his face. Todd began to shout into the microphone.
We here at Bethesda want to bring you all the experience you deserve.
www.theelderscrolls.com/anthrocon appeared on the projector behind him. Todd suddenly stopped as the clapping slowly died down. He held the microphone close and began to talk softly into it.
You're all great fans, and we love our fans at Bethesda, but I gotta go. There's this pizza place downtown that I heard was really good, but it closes in 30 minutes, and if I don't go, well, then I'll regret it forever.
Todd began to walk off stage to the sound of roaring applause. He walked backstage and out the back door to where his limo was. Todd approached the limo and opened the door. Inside the limo was an Argonian girl, Todd's waifu. Todd got into the limousine and put his arm around her before leaning in and whispering into her softly.
I was in the chess club.
Oh, man.
I don't want to It says download. Is that the end of it?
I think that is the end.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank God.
Now, of course, I would download it, but unfortunately, then I'd have to kill myself.
I think so too, yeah.
Alright, now
But now
if
we scroll all the way down to the comment section.
I couldn't make it through Best Buy fucking Canada. I messed it up so badly, but like, oh my God, I lost my shit and then it just spiraled down from there. Why is it Best Buy Canada?
Because why not?
I would have preferred it if they put it in Future Shop Canada. But anyways, that's Sam would get Future Shop. Okay, number 2.
But before we continue, on a scale to like
He's
1
gonna
to
gun
2,
Sorry.
how
that?
would you rate it?
3.
3? I agree.
Out of what?
2. 1 to 3.
1? Okay.
It's however you want to answer the question, sweetheart.
All right.
1.5.
1.5?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to rate it about a 7 out of 2.
That's pretty generous.
Yeah, alright, okay. How about a 6.7 out of 1?
That's more like it.
That's kind of low, to be honest.
Yeah.
I said 3.
Well, yeah, but you know what, Corey? I bet you're a fucking poser and you go for strength build.
Ooh, got him.
God, no. I go for intelligence builds and
So
die
you
in every
can
single
watch
combat
Rick and
scenario.
Morty.
Yeah, and that too. So I get
That's
almost
totally
all the
not an old
jokes.
meme.
Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Does someone want to take over the reins as Todd Howard?
No, I think you're pretty good at it.
I don't think so, but okay, fine.
You know what, Corey? You might not be good at it. You might not be good at anything, but the one thing you are good at is reading
Is
better
nothing.
than me.
Oh, well, that's not hard.
That's
I mean,
not really a hard thing to do.
I feel insulted. Alright. Fine. Alright, let's do it.
It was a beautiful evening in Pittsburgh. Todd Howard just gave an impassioned speech at Anthrocon and sold me a copy of Elder Scrolls 7. 6. Whatever. Even though he didn't even reveal what the name of this entry to the Elder Scrolls series yet. Todd sat at an outdoor table in a nearby pizza parlor with his genetically engineered Argonian waifu. Todd lovingly talked to her about his love for Bethesda, their fans, and the great games they were working on.
Did you know that Fallout 76, the map is 3 times bigger than the map of Fallout 4?
Todd's Argonian waifu responded.
Yes, Todd! You told me that already!
She looked at Todd with bedroom eyes and said softly,
You know, Todd, we should go somewhere more private.
Oh!
said Todd with a hint of curiosity.
I know. I know exactly what you mean. We should head down to the recording studio and record more audio samples for the upcoming Elder Scrolls game.
No, Todd. I mean...
Before she could continue, Todd was interrupted by the driver of his limo. The driver was approaching Todd holding a big, red, flashing phone.
Mr. Howard, it's for you.
Todd picked up the phone to hear a familiar voice on the other end.
Hello, Todd.
Todd stood up from his chair abruptly.
Gabe? Gabe Newell?
Oh my
How long has it been?
Well, I guess I'm Gabe Newell.
You gonna talk lower like this? I'm
Yeah,
Gabe
you gotta
Newell.
talk
Alright.
really low with your nose clamped. Like, you gotta pinch your nose.
9
Yeah,
years, Todd.
That works.
9 long years.
That's actually pretty good.
This is...
I'm
Gabe-
Gabe Newell, and 1, 2.
We like money. Here at
I've
Valve.
got some
Steam
sort of
giveaway.
retarded gene.
They took out half my
Make sure
throat
you
because I
buy
made too much
Half-Life
Half-Life.
Alexa, and make sure you buy all the Oculus Rifts that you can totally
Coming
run on your
exclusively to
computer.
Amazon Alexa, Half-Life Alexis. Sorry.
Okay, continue.
Good luck,
Gabe
system.
said in a sharply enraged but reserved tone. Todd stood in silence, unsure what to say.
You know, Todd, we have a thing called Valve Time. And one of our projects currently being developed was something you just announced about an hour ago. You took the furry market, Todd. And we are here at Valve can allow that.
A van with an Aperture Science logo painted on the side quickly swerved in front of the pizza place. 2 guys in Black Mesa coveralls hopped out, holding a fully painted CSGO style AK-47s, and opened fire on Todd. Todd quickly drew a 10mm pistol in the style of the gun in Fallout 4 from his jacket and returned fire, quickly downing the 2 men. Todd stood over their corpses and said,
Looks like Valve Time doesn't work so well when it comes to aiming.
Todd!
Todd quickly turned around as tears began to well up in his eyes, as Argonian waifu lifed on the floor, covered in stray bullet wounds. Todd ran to her and quickly placed one hand on her bullet-ridden stomach and one hand under her head to support it.
No.
Todd said with tears pouring from his eyes.
Please, I give so much for our fans, but the only thing I could never really give away is you.
Todd,
She said in between coughs.
you have to stop them, Todd. You can't let them do what they did to me.
No, please.
Her eyes slowly begun to shut as it started to rain. Todd slowly stood up with the torrential downpour striking at his skin like 1,000 teardrops raining from the heavens. Todd's limo driver slowly approached him before placing a hand on his shoulder.
Yeah,
Oh, Mr. Howard, should we go back to Anthrocon? Yes. Yes, we will.
Todd drew his 10mm pistol and loaded in a new clip.
But we're gonna make a stop along the way.
Oh my god, I guess I'm playing Pete Hines!
No, let Cameron play Pete Hines. We've already got, you're the Argonian, and you're also Gabe Newell, and then I'm the cab driver. Yeah, we should let Cameron pick a voice finally.
Yeah, okay. Pete Hines, vice president of Bethesda, stood in the backroom entrance to Anthrocon. Alright guys, we've got a lot of furries to give out these, furries. So, we need to work quick. Let's get these booths set up so people can come place their pre-orders. As Pete and Bethesda gang were unloading tables, a van with an Aperture Science logo came driving up to them. Damn it. As Pete and the Bethesda gang were unloading tables, a van with an Aperture Science logo came driving up to the Bethesda team.
Hey!
The driver of the van yelled out.
You guys here from Bethesda?
Pete quickly responded, "Yeah, why?" Before the van doors quickly flew open to reveal more armed Valve hitmen.
So Bethesda team, we're sorry to inform you that your buddy Todd Howard is dead as we speak. As for all you, well, we're here to escort you off to Anthrocon premises.
The Bethesda team stood in fear of these multiple gunmen, unsure of what to do. The only thing to break the silence was the sound of a large V12 engine growing louder and louder. In the distance, a large truck carrying an almost equally large figure in the back approached. The gunmen quickly turned around.
What's that?
As the truck drew closer, a large metallic figure could be seen on the back. A man dressed in a suit of full-plated power armor holding a minigun. The man yelled out,
Get down!
The Bethesda team quickly hit the deck before the man opened fire. A hailstorm of bullets flew from his minigun, completely eviscerating the Valve hitmen in mere seconds. When the bullets stopped flying, the truck slowly came to a stop as the man in the back got out. He approached Pete before removing his helmet. It was Todd Howard.
Long time no see, Pete. Still securing those pre-orders, I see?
Never an easy day at Bethesda, Todd. And I see you're still alive. Todd looked around and saw near the loading bay a large truck with the Black Mesa logo on the side.
Yeah, I survived. Though I don't know for how much longer. Look, Pete, set up the booth. I need to fix a few final bugs.
Man, I wish they
Todd
did that in real life.
Todd walked towards the truck into a nearby loading bay. This loading bay led directly to the stage of Anthrocon. As Todd followed the pathway, he saw standing on the stage was none other than Gabe Newell. Gabe stood on stage holding a large shield that resembled a large, circular, red pipe valve. Todd quickly drew his minigun and opened fire as Gabe held up his shield, the bullets bouncing off the shield dealing 0 damage to Gabe himself. Todd's minigun ran out of ammo as Gabe yelled aloud.
You're gonna have to fight me like a man, Todd. One-on-one.
Todd dropped the minigun on the floor as he cracked the knuckles of the power armor.
This has been a long time coming, Gabe.
Todd lunged forward, throwing punches at Gabe. Gabe expertly blocking with his shield and craftily hitting Todd's power armor servos.
Todd. Paid mods, and now this. You do realize that if you want to satisfy your fans and earn money, you can do a lot better than that. Than this!
Todd stumbled, his power armor heavily damaged, while Gabe stood against him, as if untouched by his assault.
I'm too strong, Todd. I sell everyone else's games, including yours, on my platform. You're no match for me. You never were.
Todd continued to fight Gabe, throwing his punches in all sorts of ways, only to be expertly countered by Gabe.
And now it's come to this, Todd. Two men battle it out over who can provide a superior waifu. Except there's a difference between you and me, Todd. It may take longer to provide you with a waifu, but we guarantee quality. No bugs, no glitches, no rush development.
Gabe throws his shield. Gabe throws his shield straight into Todd's knee, shattering the kneecap of the armor.
Gah!
Todd yells.
A shot in the knee. My weakness.
Fuck off!
Todd collapses on the floor, barely able to move as Gabe retrieves his shield as people begin to pile into the stage room from all the commotion.
Now, Todd, is there anything that you'd like to say?
Gabe said as he stood over Todd, holding the shield in both hands.
Before I close down your studio for good.
Yeah, I've got something to say.
Said Todd as he slowly crawled out from under Gabe and stood up.
You may think you're great, Newell, but I've got a few things I've got a few things you don't. I can count to 3. I give fans what they want, and I still develop games.
Todd held up an arm and pointed his finger at Gabe.
And sometimes, a few bugs might slip through the cracks, but here at Bethesda, we know we're not perfect. But sometimes you never know when a bug might come in handy.
Todd quickly used his other power armor hand to crush a specific servo, causing an electrical haywire to shoot through his suit, and cause the hand, the one pointing at Gabe, to violently rip from its socket and fly straight at Gabe. The hand struck Gabe, sending him flying out the doors before smashing into a wall and hitting the ground. Gabe gets back up and yells,
I'll be back, Todd!
before
Why
running
does he
out the
sound
front
like that?
doors. Squidward.
Yeah, really.
I'm trying to do a deep voice, but I can't. My throat hurts.
Just talk like this.
I talk like this?
No nasal. Just talk like this.
Talk like this?
Kind of.
Todd
Anyways,
fell to his knees, breathing heavily as he began to pull the power armor off piece by piece. Todd was now on his hands and knees as people in the crowd began whispering to themselves. The whispering slowly grew as anthropomorphic animal people started entering the stage from behind Todd. Pete ran into the room and yelled,
that's
You're
Pete.
Pete.
That's you.
"Oh, that's also me. We did it, Todd." I can't remember his voice.
We did it, Todd.
We did it. Hey, Todd.
We did it, Todd.
We did it, Todd. We secured the pre-orders, got everyone their own furry waifus and husbandos. We even sold a ton of pre-orders for Fallout 76. That's not the same voice, but we'll keep going.
It doesn't matter.
A few-
Continuity's gone out the window.
A few of the furry people on stage approached Todd, trying to help him up, But Todd put a single hand up and said aloud,
It's okay. I only need a guitar.
Someone from the audience with a guitar on their... Someone from the audience with a guitar... Someone from the audience with a guitar on their back got up and walked on stage before generously giving it to Todd. Todd stood up.
It's all you, man.
You've got to say with guitar in hand. Finisher. Wait, did Cameron die?
I
Hello?
think Cameron died. Oh no!
Oh, shh. Oh, there we go.
I got disconnected for being being inactive. Todd stood up with guitar in hand and began strumming and singing.
Almost heaven. West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountains. Oh, sorry. Blue Ridge Mountains. Shenandoah River.
People in the audience began to join in the singing.
Life is all there.
Older than the trees. Younger than the mountains. Blowing like a breeze.
The Bethesda team began to join in on the singing.
Country roads, take me home.
Take me home
to the place
to
I
the
belong.
place I belong.
I belong. Even Gabe Newell shuffled back in and joined in on the singing.
West
Virginia.
Mountain Mama.
Mountain Mama.
Take me home.
Take me
Country
home.
roads.
Country roads.
Kill me.
Oh, this is actually pretty good.
You know what? I appreciate the craftsmanship that went into that. That blows the first one out of the water completely.
Yeah,
And
really.
I'm not talking about the
it's
first
pretty much
one.
It's Empire Strikes Back. Now we need to return
It is
of the
the Empire
Jedi.
Strikes Back. We just need to add in some Ewoks and we're good to go.
Yeah.
I did not think I had a convincing Todd voice.
Yeah, probably not.
It
Well,
shifted
I mean, I
too
did
much.
3 different voices for Pete, so...
Fair
And I
enough.
suck at reading.
I was like, how much of this needs to be Sonic
I'm
and how much of
illiterate.
this needs to have like... Because I can't act... I don't know. All of this
Or
just
if you're,
works.
if you're curious, I still have the Highway 35 fanfic somewhere.
Oh my god.
I'm a moving violation,
That's a little on the
baby,
nose for
hot,
Sam,
hot,
I
We're
don't-
gonna
hot,
have
hot.
to read that at some other point.
Yeah. Honestly, I think
You think you want to do this
now that I
again?
have a... Yeah, I was gonna say, well, that one specifically, I could do that one again. Like, I think now that we know what happens in it, I've got the... I won't lose my shit with the Best Buy part. I can give it my all.
But that was great.
It was great, but you know what I mean? If you want it to be convincing, entertaining, it needs to be perfect. I'll have to work on my Todd Howard voice, because I don't have one. There's no way I can really get it to work.
Yeah,
It just
but I
doesn't
think-
work.
I think doing the old so bad that it's great is kind of
Oh, it is, but it also isn't.
well, yeah.
It's so cringe that it's bad.
this was bad.
It's
But
bad.
good. The second one was the Empire
It's
Strikes
bad.
Back. Then we had the fucking
It was.
Jar Jar Binks of the first one.
I got my money's worth, and that was free.
Yep. Whoa, no, we had to suffer through Fallout 76.
That's true.
Why did you
Fallout
did this
76
to me,
is the
Todd?
prequel. We wouldn't do this if you had done this to us, Todd.
Well, maybe. Well,
Oh, that's
I don't
true.
know.
But I can't be held accountable for my own words.
That's true.
Almost
gamers.
heaven. Killed myself.
I think we're gonna have to do this again some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
We'll do a
Really
nice.
fun.
We'll do a nice edit, and we'll make
Yeah.
millions of dollars on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna become YouTube famous and forget all you guys and call you guys all rapists.
There you go.
Oh,
Or you could hire someone to make original fanfic. That way, there's no copyright issue.
You know,
it's
I don't worry,
published
I'll
to the
link
internet.
this.
There
I'll
is
link
no
this on
copyright
Twitter.
issue.
That's not how that works.
Actually, Corey, You can't claim copyright on fanfics. Did you know that? It's a fun
I
fact.
did not know that.
Okay,
Fine.
I'll keep
Because-
that in mind.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Next episode, the Stalin Hitler fanfic.
Oh God, no! Please. Do not do that.
I don't know. We're probably never gonna do this again. We're probably gonna die.
Probably.
Actually,
Maybe
no.
probably.
Joke's on you, Cameron. I tried killing myself before you were even born.
That works, but yes, I'm sure that does.
Unless you're older than me. In that case, you're gay.
No, Cameron's only like 15.
No.
Yeah, guys, I'm only like. Hey guys, I'm only like 7.
Actually, no. Cameron's my uncle. He's like 43. Fucking perv.
Old one?
Loser.